All right, let's take a look at this. So apparently, Carolina asked a question to Wemby about the AD hate. I have not watched the clip, but I'm definitely interested in what he has to say. So let's just play it.
You guys have lost 8 of 10 and 5 in a row at home. With the road heavy schedule coming up, do you feel that this is a precarious point in the season for you guys if you want to accomplish getting back into the play-in playoff race?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I think this is I think we're in the way back from our toughest point in the season.
He said De'Aaron. I'm sorry, reading chat. De'Aaron Fox is better than Parker. Tony Parker. I won't go that far, but as far as his athleticism, yes. You said Parker never averaged 26 points. Fox probably averages more assists than Parker too. Y'all ain't ready though. Why would you say probably? Why didn't you just look it up? And I don't know, man. Yeah, I think no, I'm not going. Tony Parker was that good. Like Tony Parker is like legendary good. That's a lot of championships. And he wasn't a role player. He was an active participant. Finals MVP, you know. I don't know. And he also played with Tim Duncan, so you know that kind of hurts his stats a little bit when you want to start comparing. But no, he was. Yeah, don't go that far. Fox will be great though. I will say Fox would day one be the second best point guard the Spurs ever had.
And I think we made some efforts tonight to get out of it. So I think we're on the right way. But yeah, I mean, as much as I hate losing, losing Physicality.
Tony Parker was a walking bucket, man. I mean, this is not just nostalgia talking. Like, I am quick to tell people, like, oh, you're just wrong there when you say that this player was this great. Like, when I talk about Bruce Bowen, I always say, yes, Bruce Bowen was a good defender, like a really good defender. But the amount of craziness where they'll say, like when I said that I think Jeremy Sohan is more talented than Bruce Bowen, like people lost it at that. Like, so I do understand to a degree, but Tony Parker is like, he's one of the greatest point guards to ever walk this earth, you know? I mean, he's one of the greatest ever. So it's just not fair. That's like me just saying, I don't know, Devin Vassell. Devin Vassell is like, he'll be our new Manu. It's like, come on, like, oh, he's better than Manu because look at the amount of threes he can score. It's like, that's not. Come on. Yeah.
Awful, but winning feels so great. So it's let's not forget that it's easy to forget about winning.
Prime Chris Paul was better than prime Tony Parker. Maybe. I mean, I'm not angry at that. I don't care. But like Tony Parker is a top point guard of all time. Like he's in the conversation. There were constant conversations about who's better, Chris Paul or Tony Parker, back in the day. Tony Parker in 07 in the same combo as Fox. Crazy talk. Yeah. No. Fox is a star. Just keep it at that. De'Aaron Fox is a star. Okay. Tony Parker. One point in his career, he was a superstar. It's like a stretch of his career, he was a superstar.
But it's right there, so we'll get back to it.
Vic, along those lines, it seemed like for a while, your games would go down to the wire, right, for a stretch. Past couple of weeks, it seems like it gets away from you guys, or you'll get a blowout win, but either way, the margins are bigger. Is there any trend that you've noticed the last couple of weeks that maybe wasn't there before?
It
VJE, what do you mean? You said, what if Fox trade blows up in our face? Can you elaborate a little bit?
Late games and why they're getting away.
You're right. You're right. I don't have the answer, but I think the fact that it's, the idea that it's our toughest point in the season, maybe it contributes to that. But I don't have an explanation right now.
An enough is enough moment with Zubac when you got up and went after it?
Oh, we're asking good questions.
Frustration, it's a bunch of things.
Do you think you get a fair whistle most nights in terms of people being physical with you?
No.
What do you do about that? Do you
Dang, he was just honest.
with the refs, or is
Can't
it-
hear? I'm sorry. Let's go back a little bit.
Frustration, our toughest point in the season, maybe it contributes to that. But I don't have an explanation right now.
Was that an enough is enough moment with Zubac when you got up and went after him?
Frustration, it's a bunch of things.
Do you think you get a fair whistle most nights in terms of people being physical with you?
No.
Just being honest.
What do you do about that? Do you be more vocal with the refs, or is it, as Mitch suggested, maybe it's time to take matters in your own hands, which almost happened tonight?
So it's a hard thing, to fight because it feels unfair sometimes, but it's and of course we talk about it with the staff, and there is some stuff I have to do to help myself, first of all,
Flop. I'm just kidding.
being strong and not bailing out shots, but also
Yes, dude. Yes. Wemby does that a lot. That's what I was telling you guys. He doesn't fight through any of it. Like, he gets a little bit of resistance and he passes out. It doesn't take much resistance either. First off, he rushes to a spot, right? He doesn't take his time at all. Like, he rushes to a spot. And then he doesn't fight through it at all.
Also, there is some work to do, like talking to the ref, of course, explaining myself. But it's for me, it doesn't feel like it's something I should influence. It's like I'm a basketball player. I'm here to play, and this is this is why it's frustrating. It's not my job to do politics. Yeah, exactly.
Colleague Raul, the Associated Press, said that Zubac did apologize afterward. Said that it was just he's not that kind of player.
So it's not even about Zubac, man. It was just frustration.
He was just upset. It didn't matter. He was just upset.
No matter who it was, Zubac is a nice guy.
When you speak about things that are unfair, recently Anthony Davis of the Los Angeles Lakers, he stated that he believes there's a narrative being pushed for you to be Defensive Player of the Year. Now there's a lot of people that chimed in on your defense, but what's your response to people that may believe that if you were to receive an accolade in regards to your defense, do you believe that would be due to an NBA narrative?
Oh, yes. I watched that Clan the Spurs fan video, and I really do agree with him that Anthony Davis is an absolute hater. Big shout out to Clan the Spurs fan. I love his stuff. I watch every one of his videos. Gets a little weird about Sohan sometimes, but, Sohan's my boy, so it is what it is. But, yeah, next question. I'm pretty sure that's how he answers this.
Damn, I really don't care, about individual accolades, so it's
He didn't say what I just thought he was going to say. He doesn't care about individual accolades. Wait. That's a little bit of a lie.
I really don't care, about individual accolades. So it's not something I'm gonna worry about. If I end up being Defensive Player of the Year, it means I've helped my team on that side of the court, and it means I've done my best, and I've been rewarded for it. But at the end of the day, the best reward is the wins. So it's even though it feels unfair, it's never something all these things I'm not gonna use excuses for it. If you ask me about it, I'm gonna be honest. Of course, I'm not gonna say, oh yeah, it was perfect, But it's never, as I said, I'm a player. I'm never gonna use anything as an excuse, and I'm always gonna try and be the better man and do the extra effort.
You definitely was the better man on that one, because that was light and day. Anthony Davis literally went into an interview, and when these players, by the way, like some people say, like, oh, they just kind of made up the answer on a whim. When these celebrities in general, okay, just rule of thumb, when celebrities have, oh goodness, Coke. When celebrities have interviews, they know what the questions are beforehand. I mean, unless you just blindside them in the middle of an interview, and then I think that's a lot of times where they hop up and just bounce. Or if it's like one of those, sometimes podcasts were like more, not high profile rappers and whatnot, like maybe that's a little bit different. But for the most part, especially NBA players, they have the questions there. Like their agents, they make sure, the PR people, they make sure that they have the questions in hand before you go into that situation. So Anthony Davis knew that was going to be a question. He could have really thought about his answer, and his answer was basically, oh, there's a narrative, and they say it's the blocks, but like, what is it really? Is that it? Is that the only thing we're looking at? Like, he was just hating on him. And it was very much so me. So it is nice that Victor answered it as a bigger man to say, I don't care about it. I care more about my team. With that being said, I think that's an absolute lie. Okay. I very much so think that Wemby cares about the individual accolades. Definitely. I think he cares about his team. Obviously, that's probably number one. But number two, he definitely cares about it. After Gobert won it, he said, okay, well, get ready. He can have it this time, right? He said about that. He's verbally said that he wants to get everything. He wants everything. So that would include MVP. That would include Defensive Player of the Year. That would include all the accolades that come with how much work he puts in. He said that. So I don't agree. I think he's just. I think that was a good answer, but not. It was true. It was kind of weird because it's like a truthful answer, but like saying you don't care about the individual accolades. I just think that's a blatant lie. But I do think that he cares about his team the most.
French. Go ahead.
Victor, oui, sur ce côté un peu vocal, en fait, je sais pas si t'as vu ce que Kevin Garnett a dit, si ça t'intéresse d'ailleurs, mais il dit j'aimerais.
We're gonna end it there. We are gonna end it there. Yes, because it's a sign of what he does for the team, but he doesn't care if he doesn't win games. That, you're right. I think that that's a good way of putting it. That he cares about the accolades. He doesn't care. But winning always comes first. So as long as we can see it that way, team winning. Winning is number one. That's the number one thing he cares about. And then he wants all the recognition underneath that umbrella that I did, what I did on the court. I need the recognition for that. I want the recognition for that. But the idea that he doesn't care about individual accolades, I don't think that that's true. But yeah, it could just be I don't care because we're losing right now. If you start off, it's like a bracket, right? Like it's like you start off, did you win? Yes. Then you go into individual accolades. And it's did you win? No. And then it branches off to, I don't care about that. I want to win. And then it goes back up to, did we win? That was confusing for no reason. Last year, even Gobert was better than Anthony Davis, but Wemby was better than both. Yeah, it was like, It's like Anthony Davis acts like everyone just stole it from him over the years. I don't think that's true. Maybe the year with Smart getting it. I don't think Marcus Smart should have got it. I thought that was weird. Then again, I don't remember Anthony Davis's stats that year. Him and Bam? Yeah, maybe. Maybe the Bam. AD ain't really been like that in a minute. I don't know. Larry said AD quit on his team last game and is out for a week with a tummy ache. Weak sauce hater. Is he really? I haven't kept up. Timmy has something to say about stolen defense player years. Tim Duncan has some defense player years stolen. For sure. He said, and then with so many people comparing Anthony Davis to Tim Duncan, which always made me sick. Anyways, in segment.